Good morning, YouTube. I am here trying to give folks another little dose of truth, at least to those people who are willing to listen. I'm going to explain just why it is that the left and the globalists lost so badly in November. I'm going to explain why it is that they're going to keep on losing until they change their ways, change their tunes, and change their message. So I'm just going to kind of just jump right in. I don't know how else to do this. The reason why Hillary Clinton, Jeb Bush, the Republican and the Democratic establishment lost last year is because they have stopped listening to the American people. That is exactly what's happened. The old school blue dog Democrats in the South and in the West and in the Midwest, they abandoned the Democratic Party in droves. A lot of these are the same people who voted for Bill Clinton in the 90s. Quite a few of them voted for Barack Obama in 2008, caught up with the whole idea of hope and change. Well, what happened? What happened is that the party elite, they started becoming more and more concerned about transgender bathrooms. They're more concerned about letting some grown behind guy go into the bathroom with a little girl, that they lost track of the fact that people in middle America, these little small towns, folks who go out and work 40, 50 hours a week, they're concerned about putting food on the table. They're not concerned about what bathroom some gender-confused jackass is going to go into and use. That's where I'm going at with this. For example, in Pennsylvania, you've got steel mills and other industry that have been shutting down, been going away for, I don't know, I guess 2 decades now. Jobs been outsourced, steel mills are being shuttered, and you have people who are truly concerned about how it is that they're going to put food on the table. And then you have a presidential candidate who goes out of her way saying she's going to put coal miners out of business. I'm sorry, that's a non-starter. Your virtue signaling over gay rights is not going to trump, pun intended, the concern of somebody who has a family with 3 or 4 kids trying to figure out how he's going to feed them. Okay? They're going to vote their interests. So now we have a candidate, a populist candidate, who's coming in with a truly revolutionary idea. America first. We're going to take care of the home folks. We're going to stop the outsourcing of jobs. We are going to protect our industry, and we are going to grow our industry. People vote with their wallet. And so you have on one hand, a candidate like Jeb Bush, who says NAFTA is a great thing. You have Hillary Clinton, who says NAFTA is a great thing. We need more of that. We need more unbalanced trade with the Far East. And then you have a candidate like Donald Trump who says, nah, that ain't going to work. We're going to put those people back to work. We're going to bring good paying jobs back to the United States. Like I said, people vote their interests. So they voted for Donald Trump. A lot of union workers broke ranks and voted for Donald Trump because they don't want their jobs to be outsourced. Then let's look at Missouri. You have a lot of blue dog Democrats in Missouri. And why exactly is it that they broke rank with the Democratic Party? Well, I'll tell you. We've had, over the last couple of years, a lot of social unrest. Ferguson, Missouri comes to mind. The big lie of hands up, don't shoot with Michael Brown. What exactly did we hear about that? Oh, well, gun owners are the problem. All this violence going on, this violent gun culture, that's the problem. And so you have politicians who live in gated communities who outsource their own safety to armed and paid bodyguards, telling people like you watching this video and want to assume, and me, saying, Mr. Person, Miss America, you don't need that gun for protection. Never mind that you're seeing rioting and looting and the destruction of property and people being assaulted. You need to turn in your rifles because you can't be trusted with them. The media shows one thing. They show that The breakdown of law and order is a very real thing. It can happen here in the United States. Matter of fact, it's been happening quite a bit. And so those people like, nah, we're going to hang on to our ability to protect ourselves. We are bitter clingers. We are going to cling to our guns. We're going to cling to our religion. We're going to cling to our Bibles. And you elitists can stuff it. That's why Missouri didn't go for Hillary Clinton. That's why it didn't go for Jeb Bush. That's why it went for Donald Trump. Wisconsin is a lot the same way. You have a lot of these little small towns with funny names that elite politicians don't even know even exist. They focus on Milwaukee. They think that that's the whole state. It's not. You have people again who are trying to make a living in a downturned economy, and they're not able to. They're going to again vote their interests. They look south of the border, they see the chaos that's going on in Chicago, and you have people saying, again, politicians saying, Mr. and Miss America, we know what's best for you. Never mind that inflation has been going up, wage growth has been decreasing. It doesn't matter that you can't get yourself a new, better paying job. Instead, you need to let us take care of you. We'll tell you what's best. You need to let these guys go into the girls' room, and you should start welcoming these illegal immigrants with open arms who are going to drive down your wages even more. Well, the voters in Wisconsin looked at that and they realized it was a pretty raw deal and said, thanks, but no thanks. We're going to show you the door. We're going to take our chances with Donald Trump. Let's look over to Michigan. What happened there? In Michigan, their entire industrial base has been destroyed because of free trade. Let me tell you something, folks. Free trade is not fair trade. Trade is whenever I give you something and get something in return. It's not when you give me a whole bunch of stuff that I pay you for and I can't sell you anything that I produce. That's a non-starter. Again, people vote their interests. You had tens and tens and tens of thousands of union workers whose jobs are on the line or have lost their jobs. They broke ranks. They voted for Donald Trump. They're voting for a populist and a nationalist candidate who wants to put America first, who wants to put American values first. That's where that all came from. That is why you lost Michigan. This globalist agenda you people are pushing, it's destroyed the Midwest. That's why you've lost it. You can say the exact same thing for Ohio. They're watching their industry base go away. Good paying jobs are fleeing. And what's the government's answer? Oh, well, Mr. and Miss America, sorry about that, but you've had your time in the sun. It's time for you to step back and let somebody over in South Korea have these jobs instead because, well, you stole them from them to begin with. Sorry, virtue signaling is not going to put food on the table. People vote their interests. People are going to look out for their families. And that's what Donald Trump offers. He offers a chance to put America first, which is fantastic. That's all we're asking for, is a chance to take care of our family. And so for those of you on the left, please keep doing your virtue signaling, keep pushing your radical agenda, keep rioting and looting and acting the fool whenever you don't get your way. All you're doing is hurting yourself. All you're doing is guaranteeing President Donald Trump a second term. Keep it up. It's a recipe for disaster. And lastly, I think probably this is one of the biggest things, is Trump's stand on illegal immigration. What sense does it make that you're going to invite the world to the United States to displace and take resources from the people who are already here? Why are you going to drive up taxes for taxpayers to provide for people who are a net loss to society? I'm talking about immigrants who are functionally illiterate in their first language, and yet you expect them to learn English and to become productive members of our society with public education, healthcare. It doesn't work. That's the problem with you people. You don't understand that people who are working, who have jobs, who have families, are being pushed to the limit, and we've had enough. That's why you've lost. That's why you're losing. That's why you're going to. That's why you're going to continue losing. And all I can say is, God bless Donald Trump. I am so thankful that he took the sling and arrows. That man has been walking on glass for a year and a half, and I'm proud to support him then. I'm proud to support him now. I really do truly hope that he is able to fulfill the promises that he's made, that he's able to end these stupid, pointless wars of aggression that we've been in, stop being the policeman of the world, and let's start rebuilding the United States. That's not a bad thing. It's not wrong to put America first and put the American worker first for a change. It's not a bad thing. And as long as you leftists continue thinking it is, you're going to continue to lose.